Hey guys, again, making some more videos. Just oh god. So you know how this is more of a funny video. But you know how sometimes, by the way, I'm Wallace. I'm a freaking vampire. Anyways, you know how sometimes you're just going about your day doing your thing, and then someone runs up to you and says, "Bro, bro, you're not a rock star." Everybody can relate to that, right? Or someone comes up to you and says, "Bro, you're not a vampire. Come on, let's be real." You know, obviously everybody can relate. Okay. Do you know how much, how happy that makes me feel? Like, you ever you ever wish sometimes that you weren't something and someone's just like you don't want to argue, you just like and it's like not being an asshole either. It's just like completely like you, part of you is just like, you know, thank you, random person running up to me. Like I'm gonna I actually want to look past whatever it is that's motivating you to say that and just believe you, because that makes me feel so much better. Takes all the weight and bullshit off my plate, so to speak. It's like, no, I'm not a vampire. And just like be just go with that. Just show up to my grandparents' house. Be like, you guys, just normal dude. All that stuff, or like people who've known me for years. Like, you guys, all that shit that you've seen, it ain't real. I don't care. Totally not a vampire. You know how much my life would be so much freaking easier if I got all the vampire abilities and nobody recognized me as or identified me as a vampire. I would just be some regular dude who could transform. So great. Like that would be like, like this is reality, right? And I know I'm being weird and trying to be funny. But like, you ever play like video games or whatever, and like there's different modes of video games, or like mods or modifications to the video games to make them more exciting and more interesting, fun or whatever. That would be such a cool mod. But it's whatever. Um, when people say I'm not something, like sometimes criticism is like so relieving, you know. And like being hated on, which everybody feels that at times. There's always, it's nice. Like, as long as it doesn't go, obviously, if it doesn't go too far, but like, sometimes I feel like, there's definitely benefits to being disliked as opposed to liked. Because most of the time I just like being left alone. It's like if someone dislikes you, they're gonna be like, well, I'll talk crap about that person, but I'm just gonna pretty much leave them alone. And as I said in a video I made earlier tonight, like I'm not desperate to make friends. I really don't. I'm getting more and more selective of my friends, and like I'm not intentionally trying to hurt people's feelings. It's just that I don't like you and you're not cool enough. I mean, if we're gonna be freaking honest, I feel like everybody feels that way at times. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like you can be whatever. You can be anybody. And just like someone's trying to be a friend, you're like, no, you're not. I don't like you. You're not cool enough. You're making me sad. I don't, I don't want to be a friend. I feel like anybody can relate to that. And like, to me, it's like there's that, like, just friends, just you know. But then there's like a lot of people who want to have sex, and that's just like way, 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 way worse to me. It's like I don't even want to be your friend. I don't. I know that there are people who do that kind of stuff, but I don't do that. You know, and they're like, "What is wrong with you, man?" I'm like, "Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't really have to explain myself." And I know there's some people like, dude, like you're this, and that. Like, and there's even some people who are like, dude, you're such a dog. Look at the way you dress. Look at you. And I'm like, fine, believe whatever you want. Whatever. I don't believe that. And I don't want to be your friend. Yeah, I've got too much self respect. I we can talk and whatever. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to like me. Just doing my thing, trying to be respectful and nice. And I definitely think that one of the problems that I have with, I talk about other videos how I'm trying to get better at stuff. I'm trying to get better specifically at being a brat. Like, hey, I deserve this. Hey, I deserve that. Blah 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 blah. It's a bunch of bullshit. Like, I don't like. I could be a whatever. It don't matter. Like, it don't mean that I get to be deserving of stuff. And what I'm struggling with is that there's a lot of people who would want me to like demand things, and be like, I deserve this, blah 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 blah. But it's like, let's be real. That guy or girl, whatever, came up to me and said, "Hey, bro, you're not shit. You ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. So stop acting like it." That person's right. That person is right. And it's like, thank you. No, I don't deserve anything. No, I don't want to be a brat. To you, I am nothing. I like you. I like you because you see me as nothing. And ain't that a weird thing? I'm not the only person who thinks that way too. It's like, wow, you really don't see me as nothing, do you? You must be something. You must be something to see me as nothing, which is, it's just a thing, you know. But when I am nothing, when I'm just me, that is who I want to be. That is what I want. I don't want to be a brat. Don't want to be a leader. The whole rock star thing. It's a joke. Let's be honest, right? Like I'm not on stage. Kind of being an asshole when I say that. Whole vampire thing. Even though I want to say I'm not a vampire. Like, I just say, nope, totally not a vampire. Nope. Because I know that, and this is definitely a therapy moment for me, because there have been times when I think I deserve so much more because I'm a friggin' vampire. Not just any vampire. No, when I become a brat, I'm like, I am a freaking legendary vampire. Screw that, it's bullshit. And even I don't I don't want to be a brat. It's so annoying. And there are people who feed that ego side of me. They're like, bro, you're a legendary vampire. Like, nobody says that, but I do truly believe people believe that. And hell, even I believe that sometimes when I'm being a brat, but it's so much better. My life is so much better when I say no. Screw that. Not a rock star, not a vampire. Screw that ego. Just a dude. Just a dude. Now, is that going to confuse people? No, because people are smart, or smart enough to people see shit, and the people believe. Most people, I believe, go off of what they see rather than what people say. I know that's not entirely true, but do I feel like I'm misleading people by saying I'm not a leader, rock star dude, vampire dude? Am I? Do I feel bad when I say I'm not those things? Yeah, I do feel kind of bad because I feel like I'm lying. I don't like lying to people. It makes me feel bad. I don't. I don't know why. Some people don't mind. Some people don't care. I do. I do. It makes me feel bad. But if I am specifically working on my ego problem that I have, to where I don't feel happy, and I'm not feeling happy because I'm not being myself, because I'm too busy feeding that bratty side of me, then I'm gonna go ahead and say, well, no, I'm not anything. I'm just doing things. I just believe in things. I'm doing things. That's it. Not anything else. And like, I don't, of course I don't want to do it. My ego says, I don't want to do that. But I'm so tired of being a friggin' brat. It's exhausting. It's irritating. It's a joke. Like, and I know that I am the joke. And some people like that. Some people are like, look at this guy. He is such an idiot. And they're right there. They are right in saying that. They are correct. But I'm still gonna do what I'm doing. Still gonna. The only thing that I feel like is really gonna change for me in that regards is just be more humble. You know, people know me for who I am. Even if I say no, I'm not this, no, I'm not that. People ain't dumb, especially a lot of people I know. They're like, whatever, Wally. Sure, you ain't this, you ain't that, whatever. But I know I have seen some shit, and you. Fine, you ain't nothing. Fine, you ain't nothing. But right now, I feel like I'm in a damn movie. I hear that a lot. People say, I feel like I'm in a movie. I'm with you, or when I see you, it's like my brain's like, oh, this is I'm in a freaking movie. Because you ain't supposed to exist. People say that shit. They may not say you should not exist specifically, but from my experience, there is a particular look when someone sees something, they're like, that should not exist. That don't look real. That don't look. It's not that it don't look right. It don't look right. It's just that whatever I'm seeing right now. What the frick? So I think I'm doing I'm just kind of switching gears a little bit, thinking about one video I posted a while back talking about being a vampire fetish. There are people who have fetishes. It's a thing. There are people who have fetishes. One of those fetishes is vampires. It's true. Not making this shit up. I found out about it because I did not have a fetish for vampires. When I met the vampire who turned me, I did not have a fetish for vampires. I was drunk. The next thing I know, I was kissing a girl at a gothic a goth club where they play music that I like electronic dark music, and I would when I was younger that I was like this is great. Look at all these weird people. This is a cool place. Did not have a vampire fetish when I was getting kissed. By next thing I knew, so anyways, I think I'm doing a hell of a job at being a fetish. I may be a lot of things that I don't like. I don't like conceited. I think it's safe to say no one likes a conceited asshole brat, whatever. No one likes that. There are people who don't like it so much that they like it. They're like, God, this guy again or this person again. I like disliking this. I dislike this person so much. I like disliking this person. It makes me so makes me so happy to see this person suffering, or it just makes my day. I know a lot of people are like that. At times I feel like that. I try not to be like that. Reason why is that I am one of those people. Like, I realize that person is just being themselves, or their ego, is so inflated to where they're just inherently obnoxious. Uh, but at least I'm doing the vampire fetish genre. At least I'm doing that pretty some I don't know what the word is. I'm being stupid. But at least I'm doing that right. Maybe not as right as I could be. I know I have some people who are into that. And by me saying I have some people, I mean I use that phrase very loosely because I don't. It's not something. I don't have any people, but I know that there are people, and I could be doing the whole vampire thing much better. I could, but it's too bad because I like being weird, but I don't like being that weird. You know, I don't particularly like. I don't like being creepy. I'll just say that. I don't like. I don't like creeping myself out. I don't like creepy things. I don't like scary things. I don't. I get scared and I get creeped out by things, and I don't like that feeling. I know other people go to haunted houses. People like those kind of things. People like scary movies and stuff like that. I don't. I have never like this. And I think that's part of the reason why I try to be less of that vampire nature, or however you want to say it, that side of being a vampire. I don't like being that way. I like, you know, I identify as being a pretty good looking person. I like being good looking. I like being good looking. I'm not, that's a good thing. Like if a person likes taking care of themselves and being a good looking version of themselves, great. But I don't like being a creepy version of myself. I don't like being scary or creepy. Don't. But like part of me is like I should be more creepy and scary. Like let me phrase that more specifically. I should be more of the authentically the other sides of being a vampire. Not saying compromising my beliefs and values, and my rules and stuff like that. None of that. But like I don't know. Part of me is like I'd be a better representation of vampires if I was less uh, picky. But based off of watching these videos and stuff like that, I think I'm doing a pretty decent job at representing myself. And like, I don't think I've done any videos of me when I'm like what I would say creepy looking. I don't feel bad about that. That's not what I'm trying to do. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thanks for y'all listening to me, letting me talk. It's helpful. I do feel frustrated, but I know that I'm just this when I feel like this, it's because I'm going through change, you know, development, and yeah, I know it's not going to be perfect, and I know that I've changed a lot since I started making these videos, and it really does help being able to talk. And I know that some people are listening or whatever. So, all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all, and have a good night. Bye.